Let's talk about motivation. I mean, what really gets you going? What pushes you to chase after the things that actually matter? It's a huge question, one we all kind of wrestle with. But what if one of the best answers was hiding in a story that's over 2,500 years old? Okay, let's get into it, because today we are unpacking an absolutely fascinating lesson on motivation, straight from the Buddha himself.
So, picture this. We're in a forest grove in ancient India. The Buddha is there, surrounded by his most dedicated, most accomplished followers. You know, the A-team. The stage is set for some deep wisdom. But then, he asks this really simple question, and the response he gets is just silence. Complete silence. And right away, we have a mystery on our hands.
And this is the question. Monks, are you delighted in this spiritual life? He's basically asking, hey, are you guys genuinely happy? Are you finding joy on this path you've chosen? You'd expect them all to shout, yes, of course. I mean, these are the all-stars. But that is not what happened.
And he doesn't just ask once and move on. He asks a second time. Still nothing, just silence. He asks a third time, and again, this deep, unbroken quiet from his most devoted students. What in the world could that mean? Why wouldn't they answer such a basic, important question?
So, seeing that this isn't working, the Buddha switches up his strategy. Instead of talking to the whole group, he decides he's going to get to the bottom of this by talking to one of his disciples, one-on-one. And this is where things start to get really interesting. He turns to a monk, a guy named Anuruddha, and asks him the exact same question. And what does Anuruddha say? Yes, Lord, we are delighted. Wait, what? This just makes the mystery even deeper. If they are delighted, why the group silence? The Buddha keeps digging, and the real reason starts to come out.
The Buddha starts to clarify their motivation. He points out, look, these guys didn't sign up for this tough life because of some outside force. It wasn't because some king ordered them to. Nobody made them do it.
And it wasn't for any of the usual worldly reasons either. They weren't, running from creditors or just looking for a steady gig with 3 meals a day. The point is, their motivation wasn't about avoiding something bad or getting something simple. No, it was way, way deeper than that.
And here it is. This is it. This is why they were there, to understand and to finally bring an end to the entire chunk of suffering, from birth to old age to death, the whole shebang. Now that is some serious motivation. It's not about what you can get, it's about this ultimate internal transformation. Now, having a motivation that pure is incredibly powerful, but it doesn't mean the path is easy. Not at all. The Buddha goes on to explain that to stay delighted, you have to fight this constant inner battle against some very specific mental roadblocks.
The secret weapon, he says, is to cultivate this state of inner joy and happiness. In Pali, it's called pitasukkham. Think of this joy as a kind of protective shield, like a force field for your mind. When you have it, it's really, really hard for all that negative junk to get in.
And this really lays out what's at stake. On one side, without that inner joy, the mind just gets swamped by these 5 hindrances. You've got craving, abhijja, that constant wanting. Then there's ill will, vipassanā, which is just anger and resentment. Lethargy, finamidham, that heavy, can't get out of bed feeling. Restlessness and worry, uddhacca kukucham. And finally, that paralyzing doubt, vicikiccha. But with that inner joy, you get the complete opposite. Contentment, goodwill, energy, calm, and confidence. It's a choice every day between these 2 ways of being. Then the Buddha uses this amazing image to describe his own mind. He says it's like a palm tree that's been cut right at the root. It is physically incapable of ever growing those hindrances again. This isn't just about managing them. It's about a total, irreversible freedom. What a powerful example to set.
And that example is everything, because it leads us to a question that unlocks a huge psychological tool for motivation. Why does the Buddha even bother talking about the achievements of other people?
He asks the question himself, what is the point of announcing that so-and-so achieved this, or that person reached that level of wisdom, especially after they're gone? It's a brilliant question, because the answer is all about the real purpose of sharing success stories.
So first, he clears the air about what it's not for. He's not doing it to trick people or to butter them up. It's not for personal gain, not for likes and subscribes, not for honor, and it's definitely not so people will say, wow, check out the Buddha, he knows all these enlightened people. All those selfish reasons are completely off the table.
So, why does he do it? The answer couldn't be simpler or more powerful. He does it for the person listening. He does it for you.
He explains that when faithful, well-disposed people hear these stories, it lights a fire in them. It sparks inspiration. Hearing that someone else made it makes them think, hey, maybe I can too, and they aim their own minds toward that same goal. He's basically describing the timeless power of role models. Other people's success becomes the fuel for our own journey.
So here's the formula, and it's so simple. First, you hear about someone's success. Second, you think about the amazing qualities that got them there. And third, you take that inspiration and apply it to your own life. It's this beautiful, unselfish cycle where one person's win becomes everyone's motivation.
And here's maybe the best part. This is not some exclusive club. The Buddha makes it crystal clear that this whole legacy of inspiration is open to absolutely everyone on the path.
I mean, check this out. The stories of awakening he tells are about everybody in the community. Monks, nuns, laymen, and laywomen. This proves that success on the path isn't just for one type of person, and neither is the power of these stories to light that fire in you.
And what exactly are we supposed to be inspired by? He gives us a list. It's these 5 qualities. When you hear a story about someone's incredible faith, or their integrity and virtue, their deep learning, their amazing generosity, or their profound wisdom, that's the spark. That's the stuff that fuels your own practice.
And what happens when you draw inspiration from your community like this? What's the result? The text calls it fasiviharo, which basically means a comfortable, pleasant, easy way of living. How cool is that? By celebrating other people's success, we actually find more ease and happiness in our own lives.
So this ancient text leaves us with a very modern and very personal question to think about. In your own life, your work, your hobbies, your growth, whose success stories are you using as your fuel? Whose journey gives you that spark of inspiration to aim your own mind toward a goal? Whose story inspires your path?